Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. I also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who teach me truth and sincerity, also who will well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered four corners of the earth, which you so-called Negroes, so-called Latino Hispanics, and so-called Native American Indians. You are the true chosen, the elect nation of Israel that the Lord is dealing with, okay? So this topic I want to touch on, and I still haven't came up with a title yet, but I'm just going to say, man, the Lord's judgment is coming forth, and if you actually pay attention to the events that's going around this on the world, and especially in Babylon, which is a very wicked society, a very wicked kingdom, you know, the Lord has pushed forth his judgment. So 5 days ago, there was a shooting. I forgot what the bar was called, but it was located in Colorado, and it was a LGBTQ bar, you know. And we know, like I said, in these scriptures and what the Lord requires of us, we're not supposed to be in that type of vibration. The Lord has created us to be, you know, man and woman, not Steve and Steve, not Betty and Betty. Okay. It's also written in the Torah. You get into the book of Leviticus, it lets you know. So let's grab that, because that's the root foundation, you know. And actually, I'll get it real quick. This is the book of Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 22. And it says, "Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination." So don't be laying down with the same sex, or don't be, as a man, don't be laying down with another man as you would do with a woman. No, that's off. It's an abomination. It's a sin. And we all know sin is equal to death. And you don't know how the judgment is going to play out. And like I said, they're still going to figure out what's the root behind it, but at the end of the day, judgment was pushed forth. All right? Because you got to look at the LGBTQ community. You guys are a rude awakening, because you really are taunting the Lord, you know. So another one I want to grab is Genesis, the 9th chapter, because we know that the Lord flooded the earth with water, okay. So this is the book of in the time of Noah. So this is the book of Genesis chapter 9. And I'll start at the 12th verse. And it says, "And Yahweh said, This is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations." So this is, that covenant is also a promise and an agreement. All right, but the point is in the 13th verse. "I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth." All right, so that token and that covenant, basically that bow is to signify a rainbow, a promise once he, you know, that he would never flood the earth again. All right, but like I said, you gotta look at things through the spirit. When you look at the LGBTQ community, what symbol do they use to represent themselves? They use a rainbow. Now, what does it say in the scriptures what the Lord is? So we're going to grab that in the book of Exodus. And that's the spirit. Exodus 15 and 3, it reads, "The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name." Okay? Now, when you're sitting there making a promise, he gave us a rainbow. You know, I promise you guys, you know, if you stop this abomination, I won't flood the earth again. But look what he's about. But you look at the community, what do they use? They use a rainbow to promote their agenda, to symbolize their agenda. And that's a big taunt to the Lord. Like, oh, I just promise you guys, for all the abominations, the sodomy and stuff, that I won't flood this, but you're going to use my promise. Okay, all right. I promised I wasn't going to flood the earth with water, but this time it's going to be by fire. And you can get into like Jeremiah, Isaiah, Matthew, Revelations, talking about that fire and that destruction is going to come. So let's grab it. We'll do Isaiah 65. Sorry, it's 66. We'll start at 15. And it says, "For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariot like a whirlwind, to render with his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire." So when them nuclear missiles, them chariots come, it's gonna be by fire. Okay? Like so when you get into Jeremiah, the 51st chapter, those destroying winds, that's the thermonuclear fire from the four corners of the earth, reaching, destroying Babylon. It's like, so let's start from the top. This is Jeremiah chapter 51, and from the top it says, "Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise against me a destroying wind." Slakia. I'll read that again. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind." So if you are not really into these scriptures, not following the law, statutes, commandments, you're going against the Lord. And that's when you're going to be found in that lake of fire. All right? Like I say, you can get into, you get, I believe it's Corinthians 6 and 9, 9 and 6. Slovakia. Oops. Got too far. All right? Because these are the key ways. If you fall into these ways of not to conduct yourself, you're going to be found in that lake. And it says, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 9. And it says, "Know ye not that the upright shall not, Shalaki, I'll start all over. It says, "Know not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh." So if you're not righteous, you're not going according to the scriptures, you're unrighteous, all right? And then these are the qualities of you being unrighteous. "Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind." And that's the biggest in these. And then, like I say, you see how the world and how Esau is pushing this agenda. These are all things that are found today. It says, "Be not deceived." So, like I said, they're coming with the CHIP. You got to know what that is. You can't let the Lord. You can't let the enemy deceive you into taking that jab, man, that CHIP. All right? "Neither fornicators, nor idolaters." And you can see that the world, man, especially in America, you can really celebrate. I remember when one of the brothers at camp was telling me there's actually spaghetti head people that be worshiping. I'm like, what the hell? So America pushed that vibration of getting to worshiping anything. And it says, "Nor adulterers," and that's another thing, especially with the hip-hop community. A lot of people like to one-up the next man. "I can take your chick. I'm gonna mess with your wife when, she at work, while you at work," stuff like that. "Nor effeminate," and like I said, Andrew Tate, he banned him because he was being an alpha male, being dominant, showing masculinity. And now you see the world's banning him off. All right? "Nor abusers of themselves with mankind." And that's the vibration that you see today. And like I said, you see the LGBTQ community messing with them like the same sex. You saw the example of what the Lord did at that bar. But when he comes back, it's going to be at a greater multitude, okay? It's going to be at a higher volume. So that's just the Lord's judgment getting pushed out, all right? But I just want to close out. Lord willing, I hope this video was edifying. Again, I want to say shalom. First off, Salakia. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. And again, double honors to the elders, to the apostles, a great millstone who teaches truth and sincerity, and also rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, I hope this video was edifying. I want to close out, say shalom, and on to the next video.